Hey everybody, welcome here to Pop Culture Philosophers. That's Rockin Robbie Live. How is everybody doing out there today? We're going to be talking tonight about comic books, movies, television, pop culture, and a whole lot more. Lots of excitement to get into. It's been an exciting week. It's been an exciting weekend, I should say. How is everybody doing? Once you're in here, jump into the conversation. Let's get it going. We're talking comics, all that jazz, and more. We'll be talking about this upcoming week's new comics. I'll be talking a little bit about a new Vault comic called Creature Feature. We'll be doing a little bit of show and tell. We'll have the questions of the week, because I got two. Because why not, right? Why not? And we're just going to be chatting about a whole bunch of stuff. So, let me know what you're doing, who's here, and we'll start off with what was your pick of the week. What was your favorite comic book of last week? Mine was Once and Future #2. I absolutely loved that book. I thought it was fantastically amazing. I thought the second issue kept that momentum and actually picked it up a little bit. It really helped explain some things, ground some things, realign some character interactions, and it just really worked so well for me. So once you get in here, let me know you're here. Shout out. And we'll get going here on Rockin Robbie Live. What's up, Comic Corps? How are you doing? Oscar says, another week passed. Don't let it be Monday. Well, we'll have no choice, right? What's up, Two Gun Pedro? What's up, Coffee Breath? What's up, Monty? What's up, Reggie? How are you doing? I am also very happy about the new Batman creative team. I think James Tynion is going to do a great job, and it is kind of a placeholder gig, basically, because he's carrying it to issue 100, and that's when they're supposedly, this is all rumors, right? Supposedly, that's when they're going to relaunch with the new #1 with Luke Fox taking over as Batman for a short spell. Everybody just joining us, we're talking about our picks of the week, and I'm getting to some comments. Let's keep the conversation going. Ask me any question you want to, as long as it's about comic books, movies, television, pop culture, Carolina Reapers, and a whole lot more. Oscar, I have not personally submitted anything to CGC. Let's see. When I don't really have anything to send, right? So I do have some key issues of Fantastic Four. But my thing is that one day I have this idea that I will collect every single issue of the Fantastic Four, and I'll sit down one day and I'll just read them all, like the actual hard copies, right? That's at least the idea. Maybe I should. It'd probably be wise to go ahead and get some of that stuff slabbed and reserved, preserved, I should say. So my big keys that I do have are like the first Black Panther, the first Doctor Doom, the first Silver Surfer and Galactus, the first Black Bolt. Those keys though that I have, they're all low grade. We're talking like 2.0 to 4.0. So I don't know. I do have one CGC book, but it was a gift that was given to me, and it's a Venom Lethal Protector #1, the gold foil variant. My good friend B-Dubs got it for me, and I absolutely treasure it and love it to this day, because I've always wanted that gold cover. It's CGC'd at 9.2, by the way. But CGC is great and fine. I have just never really taken the time to invest in that. I really like toys. I really like buying vintage toys. I like keeping up with some new stuff, mostly Power Rangers or Sentai related, or just things I love. Like if a new Blade figure or an Aquaman figure comes out, I'm probably going to try to get it. I'm addicted to these Hasbro Power Ranger figures right now. We'll be getting into some of those, and I've been really digging these Masters of the Universe, like animation classics or whatever they're called. Those are really sweet too. So maybe I should start collecting more keys and get them CGC'd. That'd probably be a good idea. What's up, David Hatch? How are you doing? What's up, Clean Freak? Oh, thank you. I got the shirt at $6shirts.com. That's where I get a lot of my shirts. Trade secret. Cheap and cool. I'm a fan of The Office, the U.S. version, of course, as well as the U.K. version. But also the Yankees have a farm team. I think their AAA team, right, is in Scranton. It's probably a different Scranton. Isn't it? Yeah. I'm unclear on that. I'm unclear on what Scranton The Office takes place in. So we're asking right now, what was your pick of the week last week? Comic Corp says Once and Future number 2 was awesome. That was my pick of the week. Dan Mora. There were some really solid comic books last week, but that's the one that really stood out to me. My biggest surprise of the week was Spider-Man number 1. It seems weird to say actually. I liked it, though. I did. I thought it was actually really good. And it seemed like a lot of people weren't expecting it to be good, and they really liked it. And some people didn't like it, and that's cool and valid as well. It wasn't game-changing, wasn't groundbreaking, wasn't anything like that, but it was just a really good, solid story. I thought it was well done. Oscar says, Once and Future 2 as well. I didn't like the first issue, but I stuck with it in the second, and I was sold. Added it to the pool. I'll tell you this, Oscar, I have read issue number 3, and it just continues it. It really does continue. Reggie says, Once and Future, G.I. Joe, and Hawks, which is also House of X. Hawks Pox, been amazing. Oh my goodness, that was a great issue. Great issue. Took my whole theory that we talked about like a couple weeks ago. Kind of like, maybe not Robbie. Maybe not so clever. Not more clever than Hickman, apparently. It seems. One day I will be. We'll see what happens. That's a threat, Jonathan. Anyway, I don't know him. I'd love to meet him. I do have a comic book signed by him, but I didn't get it signed by him personally. I just happened to buy it. And it was signed. The Manhattan Project's hardcover, volume 1. Anyway. Was G.I. Joe been good, Reggie? I haven't, I'm always nervous about these G.I. Joe books because I kind of am like, okay, when I was a kid, I loved G.I. Joe. Like, that was some of the greatest toys ever. They were great. They had the greatest accessories. The vehicles were amazing. It all looked realistic. It all fit together. It was just great. And, G.I. Joe was awesome. But I've never really been that into the lore or the idea of G.I. Joe. In fact, I don't even like the cartoon nowadays. Back in the day, I loved every single episode I ever saw of the cartoon. But nowadays, I don't even like it until Duke and them get, like, they're gone and it's all about Flint and company. That's when I really started liking it. Anyway, all that to say, I've never really liked any of the G.I. Joe comics. So, at least the IDW stuff. So, is it good? Is it a good jumping on point? Does it continue the same story? Am I going to feel lost? What's going on with it? Let me know. I want to know. What's up? What's up, Herminio? A or B? Or C? Or all of the above? What's up, James? How are you doing? Pick of the week's definitely going to be Rick and Morty versus Dungeons and Dragons 2, Painscape number 1, says Comic Corpse. I haven't been reading that. I don't keep up with the Rick and Morty comic book. I do love the show, though. What's up, Atari? How are you doing? What's up, Eddie? Glad to see everybody here joining in on the conversation. Right now, we're asking, what was the pick of the week last week for you? Coffee Breath, I'm right there with you. Straight is great. Straight is really, really good. The fact that it was layered with a bit too much exposition, to me, kind of knocked it down a little bit for me. But still one of the best comic books I read last week. Thank you very much, Clean Freak. I really do appreciate that. Glad to be of service. Just got into the Nika stuff. Oh, that's really cool. That's really cool about the Karate Kid figure. I'm a big Karate Kid fan. That was great. I haven't watched Cobra Kai yet. I really should. Nico makes some really great stuff. I don't have anything personally, though. I've steered clear of that because it's easy for me to get too into horror-related toys, especially with my fascination with Super Sentai / Power Rangers, and of course just comic books. And I right now my main focus for me is like the vintage stuff that I had when I was a kid. Like I'm mostly talking about like I'll buy anything I come across that's like Secret Wars, any like Toy Biz Marvel stuff, Superpowers, the DC toys, those kind of things. I'm like all down for. And Silverhawks. I would love a full collection of Silverhawks. I want the jet, damn it. I need to get a dark side from Superpowers with the cape. I've never had it with the cape. Anyway. Logan says House of X. Pick of the week. Great stuff. Herminio says JJ Spider-Man was okay. I mean, it was okay. It wasn't great. It wasn't super fantastic. It didn't make my top 5. It made my top 10, though. But here's the thing. Is like, were my expectations so low? Because if anybody watches the video where when the news broke and I did the weekly pop culture wrap up, I was like really against the idea. I was like, this is terrible. This is dumb. This is so stupid. Who cares? This is just a vehicle for him for him to get his son into the comic book industry, whatever. Blah 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 blah. But I did like it. I thought it was pretty solid. I thought it was pretty good. Good like Elseworlds What If type thing. I thought it was weird that they marketed it as an in continuity Peter Parker story. That was weird. They also weren't the most clear about it being a miniseries when it first got marketed either. What's up, Daniel? Resident number 3 comes out this week. What's up, One God Tank? What's up, S Squared? How you doing? Congratulations on finishing that novel. Oh, it wasn't a Ghost Pepper. It was a Carolina Reaper. That thing. Hell. But that was super fun. But thank you. I'm glad I survived it as well. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, but if you watch the video that we released, it was obviously very hot. I still have never eaten a ghost pepper. I wanted to eat a ghost pepper and a scorpion before I got to a Carolina Reaper, but it just kind of happened the way it happened. So, that was cool. I feel like if I do a ghost pepper video now, even though I kind of want to still eat one to see what it tastes like if I did it, like people would be like, yeah, big deal. I saw you eat a Carolina Reaper. It was hot. It was very hot. But me and the crew, we handled it. I was really impressed by Cam. If you watch that video, Cam's seems like he's unfazed. You know, he's dealing with it. He's struggling through it like we all are, but he's just handling it. I'd like to do it again and try to hold off of relief as long as possible. That was not like in the PCP Army. Luther, who hooked us up with those Carolina Reapers, said you guys went to relief pretty quick, and I was the first one to go because I was so amped up for this. I was like, this is gonna hurt so much. I had no idea in my head about holding it. I was like, I'm gonna eat it, and as soon as it starts burning, I'm going to relief because I know this is gonna be super bad. But it was definitely something that could be handled by most people, I think. But that's just me. Sarah and the Royal Stars pick of the week. For this week, what was your pick of the week last week, Daniel? It's a completely new G.I. Joe number 1. Issue number 1 was good. I'll check it out then, Reggie. Because you said so. So you're responsible for my enjoyment of that book. I'm just kidding. I'll check it out, though. I thought it was going to be tied into all the IDW stuff. Eddie says Teen Titans was the pick of the week for him. One God Tank says Archie vs. Predator 2. Herminio. There you go. Pick of the week for Joe was Absolute Carnage 3. Last page made me say, oh, crap. I'm right there with you. That was a great one. Spider-Man was good enough to make me buy the next one. And the die cut was nice, yeah. That die cut was very nice. I'm a sucker for a die cut cover. Totally. Middle West 11, Once and Future 2, Justice League 32, and House of X number 5 for S Squared. Those are excellent comic books to pick. Middle West has been getting better and better every week. Oh, Atari, that sucks. We have bad luck sometimes with Diamond, but we haven't for 3 weeks. That's terrible. Thank you, C3 Comics. I think others in the video took it more like a champ than me, but I do appreciate your support. I almost want to do another one now where I hold off as long as possible because I think I could have done it. I'll tell you this. You guys saw everything I did in that video, those that watched it. The ice cream was the only thing that worked. The ice cream was the only thing. The milk was making me feel sick. I don't drink dairy milk at all. I'm not against dairy in any kind of way. I love cheese and stuff. I just don't drink milk, especially whole milk. There was almond milk there, but for some reason I poured me a big glass of whole milk And it was just like, ugh. But the ice cream was amazing. The ice cream was the best part. Atari, I hope that all works out. Well, S squared, remember this. This is what I've always been told, even though it's hard to want to believe it. First draft always sucks. So just keep working on it. What's my opinion on Black Science? I've only read the first trade paperback of it. And I liked it, but I just haven't gotten caught up. Now that it's over, I plan on doing it. But right now, we're right in the middle of season 2 of Comics Revisited, which is kind of taking over my comic book reading right now. For instance, I just wrapped up reading Grant Morrison's JLA, which is always a fun revisit. That cough was because I was like, that Reaper was like hitting the back of my throat, and it was like all scratchy and tickly. And then I was just, the milk made me feel like it was all so thick in there. I did not like it. But yeah, I just did not want to harf, and I did not harf. So that was nice, but I didn't want that coming back up. But everything else has been fine. As far as the Carolina Reaper goes, I'll say this. Well, a lot of people really experience some terrible, terrible after effects of eating the Carolina Reaper, like intense pain in their chest or their gut, and apparently it's supposed to hurt when it passes. I didn't really have any of that. Now, I did have an episode last night, though. It was about 7:45. Now, we ate the Reaper at like 4:30, pretty much almost on the dot, right? And at 7:45, there was like a 5-minute period where I had the absolute worst pain in my stomach I had ever experienced. It was like right here, right? And it hurt so bad. I could not like handle it. I was just pacing around the apartment. I was working on videos. I was working on that damn Carolina Reaper video. and it just started hurting so bad. And like I walked around the house and it wouldn't work. And I just like laid down in the bed and I was like literally like, I wasn't screaming, but I was like, oh my God. I was in torment. And it lasted about like 3 to 5 minutes. And then I got this like crazy rush, got super sweaty, super hot, and very like high feeling, like an endorphin rush, and the pain went away, and I haven't had any problem since then at all, even on the release. And I've released a couple times today. So I'm just like, I feel lucky, I guess, on that, or maybe I just eat a lot of hot food. I have no idea. I'm not trying to say I'm like a spice lord or nothing. Hit the wrong one. We're not leaving yet. Sorry. Anyway, where are we at here? I got way behind. I will point out to everybody that we are working on getting a new camera here for the PCP to give us a better video quality on the weekly comic book reviews and the wrap-ups and the comics revisited and the movie reviews and all that kind of stuff. So if you want to help support our efforts into getting that, and every little bit helps, don't forget the super chat there. We do appreciate any donations. You can also support us over at patreon.com/PCP. Can I give you a pick of the week for 9/18? I'm in New Zealand. New Zealand, right? That's what that means. The only good LCS is in the North Island. I live in the South Island, so I get everything 6 days late. No spoilers. For last week, that would be the 18th. My pick of the week was Once in Future #2. Once in Future is a book from Boom Studios. I absolutely love it. I also do release a weekly comic book review every single week, usually late Tuesday night. It's available, and you can always check out those to see what I think about those before. Atari, we do want to do the one chip challenge, but right now the one chip is out of stock, and it's really expensive online. I know you do, S squared. I'm proud of you. Eddie, how about them Cowboys? I'm so proud of them Cowboys. Dak has joined the Power Rangers for me now. At least second half Dak for sure. I'm loving it. And my Auburn Tigers are 4-0, We beat Texas A&M at home. The Yankees hit 100 wins, clinched the division. The Red Sox were mathematically eliminated from the postseason. I am just happy as hell right now as far as sports go. What's up, Nick? How are you doing? Nick thinks that we should do a weekly segment where we eat hot peppers and then talk about or do mini reviews of our favorite and least favorite comics. Well, we don't really talk about our least favorite things here. We like to focus on our positive. Reggie, thank you so much for the super chat there. Reggie just recently joined up with Patreon and hooks us up with a super chat as well. Reggie, thank you so much. When we get that new camera, I'm going to name it the Reggie. That's what I'm going to do. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. But how about them Cowboys? I didn't really pay attention to any other games. I'm sure the Patriots won. What happened with the Eagles game? Does anybody know? But as soon as the one chip thing is back, I want to do it. I want to do all of these things. I love hot food. Now that I've eaten a Carolina Reaper, I almost feel invincible. But that's my top. I'm not gonna eat 2 Carolina Reapers or nothing like that. I'm never gonna do that. Because that 3 to 5 minutes of stomach pain I had last night, I'm not tempting that too much again. That was bad. Some people report that kind of stuff all night. Now, Mike the Voice Matthews, who's the cat that I started podcasting with, he's on the video. He's the dude in the glasses, taller dude. Mike the night before, we had a local pepper eating challenge in our downtown, right? And he went there. And he wound up eating like a chocolate habanero, a ghost pepper, a peach scorpion, a regular scorpion, something else that was obviously hot. What was it? And then 2 Carolina Reapers. Right? And he was giving me a play-by-play that whole night. And then that day, he came in and did the Carolina Reaper with us. And he ate a peach scorpion as well. And so did Dylan. Dylan wound up trying to, our friend E, we'll call him Sleazy E. Our friend E, he had bet Dylan in a game of Hive, which is kind of like chess, but with bugs in a way. But they were betting if E lost, he'd have to eat a Reaper with us. But if he won, Dylan would have to eat another additional pepper. And that's what happened. So that's why they ate 2. And Mike did it because he said the peach scorpion was the most delicious thing ever. So if he has one left, I might eat one the other, coming up. But I like doing these things. We don't do them just because we're trying to be a pepper eating challenge, a pepper challenge channel or anything like that. That's the plan's not changing. We just, me and Mike just really like hot food. And we got some people that love challenging themselves with that, I've instigated plenty of food challenges in my life, drink a gallon of milk in an hour, eat 40 crystals in an hour, all that kind of stuff. But I've never participated because that's just, I'm not doing that. But I'll do a hot food challenge for sure. For sure. I'm getting behind on comments, and we're about to get into this week's new comic. So right now, if you haven't chimed in yet, let us know what your pick of the week last week was. What was your favorite comic book last week? David says he took the chocolate chip cookie challenge while I was doing the pepper challenge and watching me hiccup. Those were some hardcore hiccups. They hurt a little bit. What's up, Jesse? How are you doing? Oh, the mic was switched when I switched over to the... You're right. My bad about that. When I switched over to the Reaper one. Yep, you're right. I was talking something. I didn't set the mic up for that. Reggie says PCP for life. I really do appreciate that, Reggie. And if you want to join Reggie in helping us get that new camera, Super Chat's always open. David, you're the real MVP, though. I really appreciate your funny comments there. I'm glad you got to watch me in my moment of pain. Hey, what's up, James? Recently bought the Blu-ray versions of Doll Man and Puppet Master Axis of Evil. How do you feel about those straight-to-video Full Moon movies? I haven't seen those ones. I used to watch the Puppet Master movies. when I was a kid, I really liked the Subspecies movie, but when I watched it as an adult, I didn't really like it as much. Puppet Master is still pretty cool and decent, but I'd rather watch Dolls, but the leech scene in Puppet Master gets me every damn time. Yeah, I don't have the mic set up from when I switched to the Carolina Reaper video or thing. So that's my bad. I didn't set that up correctly. But I do have an image of a Carolina Reaper I can go to anytime I want, which is pretty cool. All right, let's get caught up on some of these comments. Let's see. See, because I wasn't caught up, I'm just now getting the responses to the Eagles. Yeah, this is a big vault week coming up. So the Eagles lost. I'm okay with that. Start eating bugs as a challenge? Oh, God. Whew. I don't know if I'd do anything like that. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, I hate Peeps. I can't do that. I want to get somebody to try the 50 hard-boiled eggs in an hour, but I wouldn't do that. Yeah, I'm excited about this Dark Captain Marvel thing, too. I really like Kelly, her Dark Gem, or Dark Synergy, whatever story that she did for Jim and the Holograms. It was good. That's a really cool idea, Square. Don't give away too much information, though. Oscar, if you can drink a gallon of milk in under an hour, you should film a video of it. I'd love to see that. It's very difficult for most people to do. It's not impossible, but it's very difficult for most people to do. Clean Freak might have to be flash forward, but I just finished Heroes in Crisis and loved it. So interested to see where it goes. There you go. James says, pick of the week was Second Coming number 3. Second Coming number 3 had one of my favorite moments in a comic book period of the week. And that was when Jesus gets put in jail and they're like, and he goes, I was wrong. Not really anything has changed. Oh. At least Comic Corps that you finished the challenge and then threw up. Was it Projectile? I don't know. I just love watching people try to do the milk challenge. I've seen people do it. Like Mike Matthews. He did it. He didn't feel very well afterwards, though. People keep talking highly of Blade Runner 2019. Makes me think that I gave up on it a little bit too soon. Let's start taking a look at this upcoming week's new comics. And let's start with Dark Horse. Aliens Rescue number 3 is out this week. Ether, Disappearance of Violet Bell number 1. Fight Club 3 number 9. Manor Black number 3. Manor Black's awesome. And Tommy Gun Wizards number 2. I really like Tommy Gun Wizards number 2. It's kind of like The Untouchables, but with magic. I liked it a lot. From IDW, we have Care Bears Unlock the Magic number 2. Crow Hackslash number 3. From Hell, the Master Edition number 7. Ragnarok Breaking of Helheim number 2. A second printing of Road of Bones number 3. If you've missed on Road of Bones, you definitely need to check it out. Star Trek Discovery Aftermath number 2. Star Wars Adventures number 26. TMNT 98. Book is heating up with the introduction of a new turtle. Sophie Campbell's about to take over as the creator of that book. I'm very excited for that. Transformers Galaxies number 1 out this week. That's from IDW. Thank you so much, Atari. I really do appreciate that. Like I said, every little bit helps. That's an awesome super chat, tip, donation. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for helping us get closer to that new camera. I really do appreciate that, Atari. Do you have any particular question that you would like me to address? I'm all ears. As we look at Dynamite to see if Dynamite has anything worth mentioning, Betty Page Unbound number 4. Let's see, what else? Red Sonja, Vampirilla, Betty, and Veronica number 4 is out this week. Nope, number 5. That's why I don't like going through the Dynamite list because they do so many random variant covers later on. Warlord of Mars Attacks number 4 is out this week. That's Dynamite. Dynamite has some decent work, but I'm not the biggest fan of everything they do. Boom Studios, who's really, really just been heating it up lately, has Angel number 5 out this week. Oh, some really cool covers. Avant-Garde's number 8. That's the final issue. That's weird. I thought that was supposed to be 12. Apparently they shortened it to 8. Maybe it was always meant to be 8, and I just had it in my mind that it was 12. Anyway, that's been a great book. I'd be sad to see that wrap up. Faithless number 6. That's the final issue of that one. Jim Henson's Dark Crystal Age of Resistance number 1 is out this week. I guess tying into the new Netflix series, which I haven't checked out yet. Lumberjanes number 66. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 43, my bad, with a Blue Ranger foil cover. Once again, Atari, I really do appreciate that. And just to let everybody know, we do have some cameras that we're looking at right now. We're just trying to get a little bit of extra money to help us get that camera. So if you want to throw in, get the super chat down there or just join us over at patreon.com/PCP. And I appreciate everything. Every bit helps. And thank you so much, Atari and Reggie and all of y'all. So that's what we got from Boom Studios. Boom has really become a force to be reckoned with books like Something is Killing the Children. I've read issue number 2 of that. It's awesome. It's amazing. Once and Future's been awesome. There's a new one coming out called Strange Skies over East Berlin. I've read the first issue of that. That was awesome. I loved it so much. And sci-fi fans, historical sci-fi fans will really like that one. And there's the new announcement for Red Mother, which just sounds really, really neat. All right, before we get to the big 3, let's get to the other ones from Vault Comics. Vault Comics is having a huge week this week, my friends at Vault. By the way, we are doing a 5,000 subscribers contest soon, but I've been in touch with the people at Vault, and they are sending us some goodies to add in to our Vault prize package. That's right. We're going to have a Vault prize package. There's going to be at least 6 graphic novels, at least 4 issue number 1s, at least one of them signed, and a bunch of other goodies, partially provided by Vault Comics themselves. And I'm very excited about that. And as soon as I get that package, we will announce the contest and we'll have it going. So that's exciting. Vault has some exciting titles this week. Maul number 2. Plot number 1, I have done an advanced review of the plot number 1. It's on the channel right now. I recommend it, but if you want to know a little bit more about it, check out that video. Queen of Bad Dreams number 4 is out this week. A new one debuts this week, Relics of Youth. Very excited about that one. I have not gotten a chance to check that one out yet. Resonant number 3 is out this week, and Sarah and the Royal Stars number 3 is out this week. Fantastic stuff from Vault Comics. From other publishers, we have Bad Reception number 2 from Wando and Aftershock. We have Battle Cats version 2, volume 2, I should say, number 5. Bloodshot number 1, a new Bloodshot comic from Valiant is out this week. Bronze Age Boogie number 6. Category 0 number 5 from Scout Comics and our good friend Adem Kamil, who is wrapping up the first arc of Category 0. Really been liking that book and really appreciate his support of the channel. Dr. Mirage number 2 is out this week. Very excited for that one. 5 Years number 4 for you Terry Moore fans. For Jeff Lemire fans, Gallery 13 is releasing a new graphic novel of his called Frog Catchers. I saw Comics Bookcase on Twitter today talking it up, saying it was fantastic, so I'm excited about that. Jughead Time Police number 4. Knights Temporal number 3 is out this week. Omni number 2. Red Winter number 3. Strangelands number 3. Those are both, of course, from Scout and Humanoid Press, right? Humanoid? Anyway, that's what's going on. So thank you guys so much for your everything on this channel. Well, thank you so much, Atari. I really, really do appreciate it. Reggie, Vault may not just be best indie of the year again. They may just be the best comic book publisher of the year again. Marvel has done some really great stuff, though, lately, especially with the X-Men books, especially with Absolute Carnage. But to me, the most consistent publisher of the year so far has once again been Vault. And I'm not just always trying to ride on that Vault train. I really think Aftershock and Boom Studios has become a force to be reckoned with as well. But Vault is just consistent, and they're continually consistent. That's the point of being consistent. But they've been doing amazing work. But don't sleep on Image. From Image Comics this week, we have Black Science number 43. Is that the final? It's wrapping up soon. Criminal number 8 is out this week. Deadly Class number 40, a book I'm severely behind on. Evolution number 18, the final trade paperback for Paper Girls is out, as well as a new trade paperback for Monstrous. So if you're trade waiting those ones, they are out this week. Pretty Violent number 2 is out this week. Ride Burning Desire number 4. Safe Sex number 1. That's one that was originally supposed to be on Vertigo, but got moved over. So Safe Sex number 1 finally hit shelves. And White Trees number 2 is out this week. That's from Image Comics. From Marvel Comics, what do we got? Absolute Carnage, Miles Morales number 2 is out this week. That sounds super fun. Amazing Spider-Man number 30, Otley back on the artwork in an Absolute Carnage tie-in, so that should be exciting. Avengers number 24, that's cool. Avengers Loki Unleashed number 1. That's probably like some kind of throwaway thing if I had to guess. I may not read that one. Black Panther number 16, Captain America number 14 for Ta-Nehisi Coates fans. Fearless number 3 is out this week. Ghost Spider number 2. Marvel Comics Presents number 9. Marvel Team Up number 6. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur 47. New Mutants War Children, which reunites Chris Claremont and Bill Sienkiewicz. So old school New Mutants fan, you definitely want to check that out because I hear that it's really good, especially if you're a fan of the old school stuff. Powers of 10 number 5 is here, the penultimate issue of that title. So be on the lookout. Punisher Kill Crew number 3. Oh, cool. That's quick. There's a facsimile edition of Son of Satan, Marvel Spotlight number 12. That's cool. That's really cool. Spider-Man Velocity number 2. Star Wars Age of Resistance, Kylo Ren number 1. That's the one I've been waiting for. I hope it's good. I've been reading all these damn things. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order Dark Temple number 2. Star Wars Target Vader number 3. Strike Force number 1. Kind of a new Avengers team. It's got Blade in it. It's got Spider-Woman in it. It's got Winter Soldier in it. It's got Hellstorm in it. It's got Blade in it. I'm checking it out. Hope it's good. Superior Spider-Man number 11. Thanos number 6. That's the final issue. Tomb of Dracula Complete Collection Volume 3. Super excited about that. To have those collected in color. Because before that, I've just had the essential black and white ones, which are nice. Tomb of Dracula, by the way, one of my favorite Marvel comics of all time. Not my favorite. It's obviously Fantastic Four. Anyway, Wolverine Annual number 1. I don't know who's doing that. But that's from Marvel this week. Let's get to DC real quick. Remember that period near 2013 when both Marvel and DC were slacking? Now my wallet can barely keep up. Great year for comics. Yeah, it's a great year for comics overall. DC, I think, has been slacking just a little bit. Nelson made a comment, said, I agree with you, Nelson. He's not here right now, but he hopefully he'll be checking this out, right? Big fan of the show. Big family member. Where he's part of the PCP family. Nelson, I agree with you. DC has actually, when I look at it, I looked at it again. DC's not been as strong as they were, say, in like 2016, 2017. They're still pumping out great work. I'm loving Justice League. I think Jimmy Olsen's right now is probably their best title. I think they got some exciting things coming up through DC Black Label. But overall, I think that the line is getting a little bit weak right now. So I do agree with that. And Marvel did great by trimming the fat, but I do think that there's some more fat that could be trimmed. I think Marvel releases too many comics. Logan says this is the final issue of Black Science. I knew it was coming soon. Comic Corpse is really excited for the next House of X Powers of 10. So are we. I'm just loving that book so much. And Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy heating up. Heating up. James agrees. Tomb of Dracula rules. Yeah, it does. That Gene Colan artwork, fantastic. From DC this week, Action Comics 1015, Batgirl number 39, Batman Beyond number 36, Batman Curse of the White Knight number 3, Batman Superman number 2, the Batman Nightwalker graphic novel, which you got an early sneak peek at, hopefully at your comic shop on Batman Day if you went there. If not, maybe they'll still have some copies. Books of Magic number 12 is out this week. A 35th anniversary deluxe edition of Crisis on Infinite Earths. We just released a Comics Revisited about Crisis on Infinite Earths. If you haven't checked it out, you definitely should. It's a great video. At least I say so. But I'm a little bit biased. Detective Comics 1012, Dial H number 7. Excited for that one to come back. I thought it was going to be like another month. Flash number 79, Freedom Fighters number 9. Harleen number 1, which is a new DC Black Label book focused on Harley Quinn. The Heroes in Crisis hardcovers out this week. Justice League Dark number 15. Looney Tunes 251. Red Hood Outlaw number 38. Scooby-Doo Team Up number 50. And the Scooby-Doo 50th Anniversary Giant number 1 is out this week. Shazam number 7. The Secret Spiral of Swamp Kid is out from DC Zoom. That looks really cool. Shazam number 7. That's crazy. Terrifics number 20 is out this week. That book can't have much longer left. And Wonder Woman 79. So that's what's coming out this week. What are you looking forward to? Me, personally, super looking forward to The Plot, Maul, pretty much all the Vault comics. Really excited to read Relics of Youth. I haven't read that one yet. Just a lot of great, fantastic comics. But I will tell you this right now. If I had an early thinking of what the pick of the week is going to be, a book that I absolutely would have to recommend anybody to pick up, that would be The Plot. The Plot number 1's great, especially if you're a horror comic book fan. Like I am. Yeah, Nick, I've actually heard of Black Stars Above. I got an early advanced copy to read, but I have not read it yet. But I will read it, and there will be an advanced review coming up on the channel in not too long. Oh, that's awesome. Tomb of Dracula number 1, 8.0, back in the mail last week, signed by Neil Adams and Marv Wolfman. Super cool. Would Batman 86 be a good jumping on point or wait for the reboot? It would be a fantastic jumping on point, I'm certain. Tom King's taken his story into Batman Catwoman, and Batman 86 should just be solid, and it should also be... It's believed that Tynian's Batman run is also going to be setting up what's to come. To me, it's not the variants that are the problem, it's the incentives. The Shazam Who Laughs is your favorite. Yeah, excited about that. That's Batman Superman number 2. Found the original copies of Crisis today? Heck yeah. I've got them somewhere. I didn't buy them at the time when they came out. I was way too young for that. Yeah, 86 is going to be a good place to start, though, because that starts Tynians. What's up, Icy Cold Milk? How are you doing? Yeah, now that Naomi has been built up, we know who she is. It's cool to see her start interacting with the DC. You know, Bowanda Beast, it seems like that's going to be the idea, right? It seems like this whole idea of Tom King's Batman has been this whole relationship with Catwoman, right? So either A, he is going to... I think they're going to marry. I think they're actually going to go through with it. I think DC's going to do it. I think 50 was a tease, but they're really going to do it. That's what I think. There's going to be a Batman Catwoman wedding special or something like that. I don't know. Maybe not. I think they're doing it. So when they do that, it would make sense. Batman's going to step back for a while. There you go. It could also be like maybe Batman's going to quit being Batman because that's been something that's been brought up, but it seems like that's been kind of a little bit more resolved between Bruce and Selina in the last couple issues of Batman. So it does seem more like he's going to be like on a honeymoon and that Luke's going to take over for a while. Either way, whoever it is, even if it doesn't turn out that the rumors are true and that it's Luke or that it even happens, I think it's going to happen. I'm pretty sure it's Luke. I think that it will be temporary. I mean, of course, it's going to be temporary. Either way. C3, basically what I'm saying is I don't mind variants, like the DC variants and stuff like that, and like Marvel does their little themed variants. That's cool. The incentives, though, is a little crazy because some people really want to get into collecting every single cover, and when you start doing all these incentives where you're forcing comic shops to over-order on books that they can't sell. That's wasted money in order to get 1 or 2 copies of a cover that 3 or 4 of their customers want. They're going to piss off a half of them, and it's just not cool. I don't think so. David, I hope you have an awesome week. We'll see you Wednesday. What's real life stuff? Anyway, so I did get a look at a new Vault comic recently. And that's Creature Feature. Creature Feature, number 1 and number 2 I read. So that's a cult classic book. Cult classic, Return to Whisper just wrapped up. Elliot Rahal was the writer of that. This is kind of like, they're like really weird sci-fi fun horror stories that are told all in the same small town, right? They're kind of connected, but they're kind of not, right? So the first one, Return to Whisper, just recently wrapped up, and I liked it. I thought it was super cool. However, there's a new one coming out, Creature Feature. It debuts towards the end of October, right before Halloween, I believe. And it's awesome. I loved it so much. I'm doing an advanced review, but I'm going to mention it here because FOC is tomorrow. So you need to get these orders in. If you like weird science fiction, if you like gruesome horror comics, and you like the melding of the two, and you also like great character work and really cool, different, unique artwork, you definitely want to check out cult classic Creature Feature by Elliot Rahal and company. I loved it so much. Those first 2 issues were everything I loved all thrown into one thing. I thought it was super, super fun, super, super cool. So I'm about to leave you right here. Not leave, but I got to go take a bathroom break. Or it's an intermission. And as I leave, I'm going to throw it here on this Creature Feature image and let you guys see it and just be like, seriously, if you like gruesome horror and weird, strange science fiction, especially when the two combine, Creature Feature is for you. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We're done with our intermission here. So, thank you for joining us. Rockin Robbie Live. Of course, you already know what's going on here. We just recently chatted about our favorite comic book of last week. We talked about the upcoming comic books of this week, in which Vault has a really exciting lineup prepared. We talked a little bit about that Creature Feature book. I think it's absolutely amazing. I'll get to some of your comments here in just a second. So get some comments in, get some questions. Let's talk about comic books, movies, pop culture, and a whole lot more. Let's kick the second half of the show off with a bang, 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 bang. Once again, I'll point out we're having a big, spectacular Vault Comics package for our 5,000 subscribers giveaway. That will be coming shortly, not too long from now, so be on the lookout for that. It's really exciting. We have a new camera, or I should say new cameras that we're looking at. We're trying to raise money right now to get some better quality video for the channel. If you want to help donate towards that, you can do so at the super chat down below, or just join us over at patreon.com/PCP. And we appreciate you guys being here. Chime in. Let us know what's going on. Red Mother #1 does look super interesting. Very much so. Daniel, my thoughts on the H1 universe. So far, I mean, it's an interesting universe, but right now, the only book that's really resonating with me has been Ignited. I'm right there with S Squared. I do like Ignited. I don't know who the cast is, Reggie, on the Wasted Space audio thing. I know it comes out, God, what is that, next week? This week? Something like that? I'm super excited, sad as well about Maryland Manor. Maryland Manor got canceled. 2, 3, and 4 are not coming out. Shelley just recently did a crowdfund over at Kickstarter for a Hey Amateur project. So hopefully, I would love to. I want to see that book come back. But Reggie, though, I have no idea who the audio cast is for Wasted Space, but I'm so excited for that. But as far as the H1 stuff, I like. Strangelands didn't really do much for me. Omni didn't really do much for me. But I do like Ignited. But I'm going to trade weight that one. But Wannabeast wants Orm to grow. I'm unsure of pre-ordering the Ocean Master Year of the Villain. I love Orm, but I feel like he had some potential with his family in the Mirror comic, but 1 step forward, 2 steps back. I want Orm to grow. I get that, but at the same time, in comic books, you just have to provide the illusion of change, because Ocean Master still has to ultimately, for the majority of the tale, I should say, be the villain, right? So that's what they're doing there. I will say this, though. Dan Waters is writing that, and that's something to really look forward to. Dan Waters is an excellent writer. He's writing Coffin Bound right now. He's writing Lucifer right now, and he wrote Deep Roots over at Vault Comics, which is an absolutely fantastic book. I haven't been ordering from Midtown, so I have no idea. But everybody's saying that Midtown has been slow. Lately, at least. So we're about to get into the questions of the week. I got 2. They're all kind of Halloween related, because we're getting close to Halloween, and I love Halloween time, so bear with me, because for the next few weeks, you're going to have to deal with a lot of Halloween-y type stuff. So here you go. Number 1, what's your favorite movie to watch on Halloween? I want to know. Let's talk about it. Me, personally, anything Universal Monsters. Obviously, if you are familiar with the channel, if you know what's been going on, I just did our first live movie commentary last Friday night for our very first Frightfully Fearful Friday. And we talked about Dracula. This week, we're doing Dracula's Daughter, which is very exciting to me. Dracula's Daughter is a very underrated sequel to Dracula. It came out in 1936. It's kind of like mostly forgotten by a lot of people, but I do really like it, and I'm very excited. So if you do have the Dracula Legacy Collection, or even just check it out on YouTube or something, I'm not telling you to do anything wrong. Anyway, Dracula's Daughter, we're doing a live movie commentary this upcoming Friday night for that as well. Comic Corp says, really sucks my local comic shop doesn't have a lot of the stuff they do, and wanted to get some Batman Damned in for a local signing with Bermejo and Zarello. Oh, okay, I got what you're saying. Yeah. It does suck when you go to your shop to get something in particular, but they don't have it, but sometimes it's just, they sell out, and it just happens, especially with Batman Damned. Batman Damned sold out at my shop very, very quick, for instance. Yeah, cats like plastic garbage bags for some reason. It's weird. All right, everybody, what's your favorite movie to watch on Halloween? That's the question right now. But Wannabe says, I love to watch Rugrats Hanukkah for Halloween. Yeah, sure, why not? C3 Comics says he's going to binge the Munsters. That's a really cool idea. I recently watched the first episode of The Addams Family with the idea that I would watch more, but I didn't. Lately, though, I've been watching Hell's Kitchen Season 16. I love me some Hell's Kitchen. And I've been back on some my Sentai kick, which is going to be evident in the show and tell coming up here in a minute. But right now I'm watching Shinkager. One God Tank says The Lost Boys. That's a fantastic movie. We're actually doing a Frightfully Fearful Friday live movie commentary for The Lost Boys coming up in October on a Friday night. Comic Corp says, gotta be Nightmare Before Christmas. That's a great one. That's a great one. So for me, it's any of the Universal Monster movies, or it's Halloween, John Carpenter's Halloween, or Trick or Treat. Trick or Treat, I think, to me, is the best movie about Halloween. Daniel says The Goonies. Yeah, well, sure. Why not? But Wannabe says Gordon can't cook in real life, or more accurately, his restaurant sucks. There you go. What's up, Ed? How are you doing? Logan, The Shining. The Shining is one of the best out there. That's a fantastic movie to watch on Halloween. One God Tank says The Gate. That's a great movie. I love The Gate. I love that movie. Isn't that little Stephen Dorff in that movie? Isn't it? I think it is. What's your favorite movie to watch on Halloween? We're getting close. We're a little over a month away. What's your favorite movie to watch on Halloween? And hit that thumbs up button, everybody. We really appreciate it. Roger says, I watched Fiend Without a Face. I've never seen that. I know of the Billy Idol song, Eyes Without a Face. Was that Billy Idol? Was that someone else? Am I tripping? Who did that? Last call for this discussion. What's your favorite movie to watch on Halloween? And I guarantee you I'll ask this question again closer to Halloween. I want to thank everybody right now that's actively supporting us at PCP. That's David Hatch, Alex, Adem, Chamorro Cinema, Nelson, Brian, Dean, Jason, Joe, and Brian. We also have two newbies at the Patreon, Reggie, and I can't remember the other one. But they'll be listed up here soon as well. If you want to be listed up here as a supporter, you can do so at patreon.com/PCP and help us raise money towards a new camera. All right, we got some new questions. Here we go. One God Tank, The Howling. Probably the second best werewolf movie. No, third best werewolf movie. Ed says, planning on watching American Werewolf in London. Probably the second best werewolf movie. Hellraiser. We have such sights to show you. Yes. Atari, I'm right there with you. Hellraiser is one of my favorites. Meaning Doug Bradley was a highlight of my nerd life. I adore the first Hellraiser movie. I adore it. Angels to some, demons to others. Explorers. I love that. I love that damn movie so much. It's Pinhead. Pinhead's the best. He's Freddy, Jason, Michael Myers. They ain't scary to me. Pinhead, that dude is effing scary to me. Scary. Stephen Dorff was in The Gate. There you go. That's before he was obsessed with La Magra, the blood god. Blade's a good one to watch around Halloween time too, isn't it? Herminio says, Nightmare on Elm Street, of course, yes. And I'm of course you're talking about the Wes Craven one. We're doing for Halloween time this year, for the podcast, Pop Culture Philosophers, available on iTunes. You can get the most recent episode, which is all about 60s sci-fi. It's the most recent one. Yeah, because we haven't released Aliens yet. You can get that at popculturephilosophers.com. Anyway, what was I saying? Anyway, we're doing a 90s horror podcast for October. And I was looking at my list, and like my top 5, because we do a top 5 in every podcast. Top 5 favorite whatever. So if we do a 90s horror podcast, our top 5 is going to be our top 5 favorite 90s horror movies. And I was like, most of these are Wes Craven films. He dominated horror in the 90s for me. 100%. Nick says Event Horizon. That's a great sci-fi horror movie. I love it. I love it so much. Frank and Bianca say, keep it classic with Night of the Living Dead. Excellent choice. Another excellent choice is to smash the like button, PCP fam. That's what Reggie says. I agree with him. Likes really help us. That's the best thing you can do. Watch a video, like it, share it, and then support us. Pinhead used to scare the hell out of me, that and The Omen. Oh, The Omen is great. And the music by Goldsmith is fantastic. The music in The Omen is amazing. And the performances, The Omen is fantastic. Damien is creepy as hell to me, but he doesn't scare me as much anymore. Pinhead scared me as a kid, and he still does. Like, seriously, the thought of these extra-dimensional hell, pain, pleasure, sex demon things, I don't know. It scares the hell out of me. The Cenobites are scary to me. It's a scary concept. It's Lovecraftian. It's Barkerian, obviously. Barkerian. Sure, why not? One God Tank says, The Monster Squad. Fantastic movie. One of my favorite movies from when I was a kid. Still one of my favorite movies. I love that movie. I like it more than The Goonies. If you like The Goonies and you like The Monster Squad, you definitely need to check out the Elliot Ray Hall creature feature stuff. And, of course, Return to Whisper. The cult classic stuff. It's amazing. One God Tank's got a lot of answers. Bram Stoker's Dracula. Yeah, Ed says The Fly. Yeah, which one? I'm a big fan of... I like the old school Vincent Price one. I know Hammer Time Holschu's a big fan of that one. But the David Cronenberg one is... Just got done watching the new Rambo. It's pretty gory. I'm hearing bad things about Rambo, and I'm also hearing some decent things from other people. We're excited to check it out either way. Early next year, we're doing a whole Rambo series of videos. We're going to cover it all. C3 Comics, Salem's Lot. Boom. Talking about the OG one, I'm assuming. Logan says Fright Night. That's a great one. What's up, Busta? Logan says Pumpkinhead. It's nice to have a Halloween without a new Saw. But there's got to be some kind of dominant horror franchise. I guess right now that's Conjuring in the Conjuring universe, huh? I still haven't seen any of those films outside of the first Conjuring. All right, next question. It's also Halloween related. What is your favorite Halloween candy? Ooh, that's a good one. What's your favorite Halloween candy? Right now, if you go to your grocery store, if you go to your Walmart, your Target, wherever you go, you'll start seeing the Halloween sections appearing. It's very exciting to me. What's your favorite Halloween candy? And yeah, you can be like Snickers or Twix or whatever you want to say. That's fine, right? But let's try to think outside of the candy. I'm not asking you your favorite candy bar, okay? What's your favorite Halloween candy? So, like, what's your favorite specific Halloween candy? Like, Nick, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Absolutely. I get what you're saying. Specifically, the pumpkins. I'll tell you this. The pumpkin Reese's Peanut Butter Pumpkins are better. We've been talking about this on the podcast for years. It's got a different peanut butter chocolate ratio, and it works. It's amazing. I love it. Gummy fake teeth. That sounds delicious. I've had the wax fake teeth. I hate that wax candy stuff. Ugh. Candy corn. Candy corn has a lot of there's a lot of controversy there, you know? A lot of disagreement. It really is a very polarizing topic, one could say. I'll tell you this. I keep looking for these every single Halloween because I found them 3 or 4 years ago or something, but Twizzlers. I'm a big Twizzlers fan, right? And Twizzlers one time for Halloween had these apple Twizzlers with caramel goo in the middle of them. They were filled with this caramel goo. So it was like a caramel apple Twizzler. Oh my God, I love that stuff so much, and I've never seen it again. That being said, I also love the caramel apple pops, the lollipops. I love those things. Love those things. And a lot of people don't like this, but you know those like peanut butter chews or whatever that come in like the orange and the black wrapper, the generic ones or whatever? I love them. In fact, whenever we would go trick-or-treating, my siblings would be like, they'd be like, these are gross. I'd be like, give them to me. Give them to me right now. I love them. I also love those they're like little chicken sticks, but they look like a zebra. I think they're called zebra something. I don't know. Those are good. And the Tootsie Rolls that are not Tootsie Rolls, but they're like fruit flavored. I used to always get those on Halloween too. Fantastic stuff. We used to do a annual Halloween podcast for Rockin' with Rockin' Robbie, which is now a defunct show. Instead, we do this now. And we have a lot of Halloween specials there, and I kind of missed doing them. The first year we didn't do one was last year, and we're not doing one this year, and it's making me sad. But we've talked about this so much. You guys should check out those podcasts sometime. Maybe we should do another one. There's still time. Maybe I should. I should reboot it. Candy corn pumpkins, my all-time favorite. My birthday is November 1st, so I always got Halloween cakes for my birthday and those pumpkins on top. Good memory. Heck yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. Candy apples, cinnamon caramel. Heck yeah. I love caramel apples with peanuts. Love them. Sucker for Junior mints with orange filling. Ed, I've never had those. Rice Krispies shaped as mice. Milky Way all day. Milky Way is just a Snickers without peanuts. But more power to you. John, all Hammer Time Whole Shoe, little candy bars. Any little candy bars. I'll tell you this, though, John. What's your favorite Halloween-specific candy? Because you can get a fun-size Almond Joy anytime. You can get a fun-size Snickers anytime. Yeah, the fruit Tootsie Rolls are great. I do like the chocolate Tootsie Rolls, though. I do like them. I love Halloween candy. I love Halloween. John, since you're here, we didn't do a Halloween special last year. What about doing a Halloween special again? The Halloween Super Spooktacular Special. The Haunted Halloween Super Spooktacular Special. What about we bring it back? Would you be down with that whole shoe? I'll bring you I'll have tons of little candy bars. Goobers are great, but chocolate-covered peanuts are just great. Raise your hand if you're going trick-or-treating. John's down. All right, we're down. I know Justin will be down. John, I'm going to warn you right now. Goldsmith's trying to convince us to do the 90s horror podcast on a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday night. I told him to talk to you, but Tuesday was out of the question. But if he doesn't want to do it when we want to do it, we'll just get someone else to do it. But how Wes Craven heavy whole shoe is your top 5 going to be for that? Because mine's going to be pretty Wes Craven heavy if I'm not careful. Do they not make Nerds rope anymore? We have it at my shop, at my comic shop. We have it. We have Nerds rope. We get it at Sam's. What's up, Dodora? How are you doing? How are you doing? Right now we're asking everybody, what's your favorite Halloween candy? And I'm talking about Halloween-specific candy. Also, we are looking at new cameras, by the way. And to help us reach that goal of getting a new camera, you can support down below at the Super Chat, or you can support us at patreon.com/PCP. Yeah, John, I'm pretty sure that they don't make them anymore. John, you remember that, though? Those Twizzlers. Those things were awesome. I loved the hell out of those things. And I remember one time, John, at your place, I found like 2 or 3 of them that I had like hidden away, apparently on a night of one of the PCP Halloween parties. And oh my goodness, like I ate the hell out of them. It was like 3 or 4 months later, but I ate the hell out of them. They were so good. I miss them so much. And of course, aside from just the candy, I love the return of the monster cereals. So Count Chocula, Frankenberry, Boo Berry, they're back right now. I got word. I have seen physical evidence that they are available at my local Target. So I'm going to be heading there soon. But I have been getting, right there, I get the Fruit Loops. They just got like, Halloween marshmallows. But it's Fruit Loops, but with Halloween marshmallows and Halloween colors, which I think is cool. But I got those. I got the Apple Jacks, and I just try to get every Halloween thing I can. I love it. Yeah, John. Those Twizzlers were great. Why do they not have anymore? The Halloween corn candy. Heck yeah. Talking about candy corn in general? I love all the different flavors of candy corn that they do now. That's super cool to me. Dedora says, watch your pepper eating video. Oh, yeah. I've watched it. Did you enjoy the video? I enjoyed making it. It was really fun. And I was telling everybody earlier, I haven't had any negative side effects except for last night for like 3 to 5 minutes. I had the worst stomach pain of my life. And then it kind of faded once I got this like endorphin rush. I got super sweaty, super hot, and like euphoric feeling. And then it was over. And I haven't had any negative effects since then. Well, One God Tank, I'll tell you this. Since me and Holeshoe, since we have decided that we're down for doing a Halloween show, we're doing it. We'll bring it back. You know, John, we should, if you're still here, John, we should just do it probably the same night we do the 90s horror episode. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Dedora. That's super cool. All right, now we're about to hit show and tell, everybody. But before we get to show and tell, I want to answer some more questions. You got any thoughts, concerns, comments, anything about comic books, movies, pop culture, anything like that? Movie reviews are about to be starting pretty soon. We're going to be restarting. I'm contemplating Gemini Man, but I don't know. The schedule's pretty tight right now because of Comics Revisited. Halloween Capri Suns, was it a special flavor or was it just special packaging? I've heard that too, Bawana Beast, but I'll be honest with you. My experience today with that particular subject has not been out of the usual for someone who eats hot peppers. I've never eaten anything as hot as the Carolina Reaper at all. The hottest pepper I'd ever eaten up until that point was a habanero. But I do eat like sauces made with the Carolina Reaper, and I eat them on the regular basis. And if I overdo it, I have some discomfort. It was nothing outside of that, and maybe I'm just used to it. But it wasn't anything like tragic or anything like that. How many comics do I read per day? I'm sure I could come up with an average. You know, there are some days where I don't read comics at all. I haven't read a single comic book today. Last night, I read 7 comic books because I was reading the end of the JLA run by Grant Morrison. The night before that, I probably read like 4 or 5. But some days I read 12. Some days I read 15. On Tuesdays, I read an average of 35 probably, if I had to guess. But, so I guess I could make an average if I had to average it out. Probably an average of 8 to 10 a day. But that's an average. Like I said, I haven't read a single comic book today. I read 7 yesterday. So I'm not always reading comic books all the time. I do watch television, watch movies, enjoy walks occasionally, go to the gym occasionally. But I'm back into that a little bit more. Especially after watching that Carolina Reaper video. I was like, yeah, we got to get this gym thing going again. How many comics do you read per day? Or per week? Per week, I would say probably 60 to 70 comics. If the Knights of Ren never get a meaning, would you be salty at all? Hell yeah, I would. Hell yeah, I would. I would at least be expecting it in a book. Well, yeah. And we may not. We may not. Maybe it's already been explained in a book. I don't know. I need to ask my buddy Cam. He's a big fan of the expanded universe before and after Disney. Nick, it seems like most people can't make a good movie based on Lovecraft stuff. I think Lovecraft's writing, like the strength of it, it's very hard to get that to come across cinematically. So there you go. If the Yankees don't win the World Series, who would I root for? I wouldn't root for anybody. Are you saying if they didn't get to the World Series? I'll tell you this. If the Yankees didn't make it, but the Braves did, I would root for the Braves. The Braves are my number 2 team. Yankees. Yankees literally above all, y'all. Like, Yankees above every... If the Yankees played the Dallas Cowboys, I would root for the Yankees, okay? So, Yankees above all. But as far as baseball goes, I do like the Braves. It's kind of my local team. I do like the Brewers because we used to have a team called the Huntsville Stars, and they were a farm team for the Brewers, and before that, the Oakland Athletics, so I do still like the Athletics. I also like the Pittsburgh Pirates, and I also like the White Sox, the Chicago White Sox, because I became a little bit of a White Sox fan in the early 90s with the Frank Thomas years. And I really rooted for them in 2005. How long does it take me to read those comics? Herminio, I typically will start reading on an average Tuesday. Let's see. It takes about 4 to 5 hours, I would say. It depends on the comics. But typically it takes me 4 to 5 hours of reading before I do the video on Tuesday. Tuesday is an all-day process for me. I wake up early. We go to the shop. We get the truck. We unload everything, unpack everything. We put it in boxes. We count, all that stuff, right? And then I grab my comics. I go home. I read. When I'm done reading, I come in to the studio here, and I make the video, and then I bring it here to the computer right there, and then I put together the video, and I get it rendering, and then I upload it, and then y'all get it, and then I eat something, watch something, and fall asleep. Tuesday is an all-day thing for me. There are days where it gets... There are weeks where it gets tiring. But for the most part, it's a very exciting process to me that I absolutely enjoy. Dedora says, hit that like button. I concur. I work all the time too. I just put a priority on it because it's part of my work. I'm fortunate as far as that goes. I have, of course, the YouTube channel and podcast that I work on, and I, of course, work at a comic book store, and I help run it. But yeah, Herminio's right. The Yankees are going to win the World Series. I am still predicting Yankees-Dodgers, and I've been wanting a Yankees-Dodgers World Series my entire life, so I really hope it happens. I don't know. I guess I read fast. I don't know. It typically takes me about 5 to 10 minutes to read a single comic. It depends. Like Bendis comics are like that. Tom King comics are like that. Michael Morisi's, Ram V, Chris Claremont, Kelly Thompson, Jeremy Whitley, takes me a little bit longer. The next pop I got lined up to get is going to be, I got a Kool-Aid Man I'm going to be getting and opening up very, very soon. I'm very excited about that. What else? Oh, they're doing the Fantastic Four pops. I'm getting those. They're doing the Four. They're doing Galactus, Silver Surfer. They're doing a bunch. They're doing a whole line of Silver Surfer. Of Fantastic Four pops, and I'm 100% down for those. I'm trying to focus less on pops now, though. More on the vintage, because now that I've gotten into the Lightning collection, which is the Hasbro Power Rangers line, now that I've gotten into those, I got to back off something, and I think I want to back off on pops. I even may do a pop purge here soon, because I got plenty of pops that I've enjoyed, and I think I can let go at this point. Comics Nerd, my opinion on James Tynion starting on Batman in 2020. I elaborated on this on the weekly pop culture wrap-up this morning, but to basically, I'll tell you again, I'm down for it. I love James Tynion's Detective Comics run. Of course, it was focused more on the Bat family, but I really thought that was a great run, and I'm very excited to see him. I think he's an accomplished writer. I love what he's doing on the Justice League on books right now, like Justice League and Justice League Dark, and I am absolutely loving books like Something is Killing the Children, so super, super pumped. I think it's an excellent choice. Dedore, I haven't looked at the titles that are offered yet for the Halloween Comic Fest thing. They're usually mostly reprints. So I haven't looked at the list, but I will look at the list now and let you know. Not right now, but I'll look at the list and let you know. I just made a note about it. Oh, well, thank you, Ed. I do appreciate that. He says, I love that you do it. So helpful. Amazed how you remember all the artists and writers too. Thank you. I've been into comics pretty much my whole life. So it's just part of my life. Have I read the free Batman Day issue yet? I haven't. You're talking about the one from Night Stalker or whatever? I have not read that. I didn't even grab a copy of it now that I think about it. There were 2 free Batman Day issues. There was the Batman Who Laughs one, and which was a reprint of the James Tynion Batman Who Laughs one-shot from Dark Knight's Metal. And there was a preview of the Night Stalker, I think it's called. It's the new DC Inc. book that comes out this week, I think. But yeah. All right, it's time for show and tell. What are we showing off today? Where's the best place to buy comics online? I like my comic shop, but I'm up for other suggestions. Anybody want to give Clean Freak some suggestions? As I only have really ordered online from my comic shop, so I can't personally let you know. But if any Night Walker, there we go. At least I had the rhyme down. But Wannabe says Midtown or my comic shops. Apparently Midtown's been a little late lately. I love my comic shop. It's Lone Star Comics based in Texas. But they're the only ones I've ever done online business with. I have no experience with anybody else. I've bought stuff on eBay, but I've never bought a comic book on eBay, actually, now I think about it. The door. A lot of people love my comic shop. I've been using my comic shop for like 20 years. John, I don't know what your youthful lingo is. What does TFAW mean? Is that a website? Oh, yes, it is. What is it? What are we talking about, John? Is that a website? What are we talking about? Things from Another World. That's right. John, forgive me. I forgot. PCP does love Things from Another World, actually. In fact, if you want to order from Things from Another World, you should go over to popculturephilosophers.com and click the advertisement for them right there and then buy your comic books. I forgot about that. I talk about my comic shop so much. We should get in contact with them, John. Things from Another World is excellent. For me, my comic shop, I guess you can. There are different levels of shipping that you can get. If you want to pay more, you'll get it quicker. I usually do kind of like the normal level of shipping, and I get like a week, But when I get it, I'm excited. I'm happy, and they've never effed up one of my orders at all. What's up, social commentary? How you doing? Reggie says, holy snap, they just ran the first TV trailer for Star Wars on Sunday Night Football. I'm having a nerdgasm. Oh, cool. I have to check that out. Who's playing tonight? I've pretty much only been paying attention to the Cowboys and Antonio Brown. Yeah, we've talked a lot about James Tynion. I'm down for it. Yeah, they package great too. They've bagged and boarded everything. They got them in between cardboard, slices. Slices of cardboard? What? They're taped together, and then they're put in a box. They're very nicely secured. I really like it. Rams and Browns, cool. Super cool. All right, for show and tell. So the first thing I want to show off is something I got yesterday. So we all know 90s comic book cards, right? There you go. And of course, since I was a fan growing up in the late 80s, early 90s reading comics, I'm a fan of the comic book cards, okay? Well, at this point, I have had the opportunity. I have most of the collections that I've always wanted to have. Marvel Comics Series 1, 2, 3, and 4. I've got the Bloodlines ones from DC. I've got the first wave from DC. You know what I'm talking about with the silver borders. I love those things. I got Marvel Masterpieces Series 1 and 2. I've had the X-Men Series 1 and 2. Now I've got 1 again. I need to get 2 again because I traded them for an Archangel figure one time. But one card series that I've always wanted to have again from my childhood that I've never had an opportunity to really get the complete collection of until yesterday. I'm very excited, y'all. Very excited about this one. So this binder right here contains something I've been trying to get for years. Oh, that's upside down. Look at that. What's going on? I ruined the reveal. Yeah, anyway. Whoops. Sorry about that. Anyway, they're Spider-Man cards. These Spider-Man cards, which are kind of like Marvel Series 4, where they all make one image when you put them together, see? But they're all done by like Mark Bagley mostly. A lot of them are done by Mark Bagley. I don't know if all of them are. I think all of them are. I absolutely love this series of cards. And now I finally have them again. Not only do I have them all again, I think they're all Mark Bagley. Yeah, I think they're all Mark Bagley, if I remember correctly. But it also has the hologram cards and the little cutout ones. So to me, that's super, super cool. Maybe in the future, Jesus. In the future, maybe I'll share more of my card collections, like, you know, especially the hologram ones, like individually, so you guys can see them and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm so excited to have that. That's the complete series, the complete collection of that Spider-Man line. I don't remember what it's called. Spider-Man Classics. What company was it? Was it Skyline? It's from 1994. I don't know. It just says Marvel cards. Anyway, I love them. Demogoblin. Oh. Blood Rose. They're so dated. That's what I love about these things. This is one of my favorite. So they all are like 9 cards together, make like one image. The Marvel Series 4 cards were kind of like that. This is probably my favorite page from this one. Because it has Venom and Carnage on it. Super cool. God, I love these cards. And I'm very excited to have them. I don't know anything about the Big Country except for that it's a new comic coming from Humanoid. Just recently got issues 1 through 6 of Batman New 52 on eBay for $20. First print near mint. Pretty stoked. That is pretty awesome. Those used to cost you a lot of money. In fact, I sold my New 52 run when it had hit like around issue 30 or something like that. And I sold that thing for like a good bit of money, actually. I then just got the trades. Because aside from Fantastic Four, I'm cool with that. I do that. All right, we got more show and tell. I told you recently that I've been watching some Super Sentai stuff. And one of my favorite Super Sentai shows is not something we're going to talk about right now. I don't know why I said that. But the very first Super Sentai was Go Ranger, right? So one thing I do want to show off, because I'm big into Power Rangers and Super Sentai and all that jazz. But this right here is the Go Ranger Veridoran. This is not their first vehicle. I think it's like their second one. But this is the oldest Super Sentai Power Rangers toy that I have. This is from the 70s. This is from the very first show. And I absolutely adore this. These little claws jump out. I don't want to do it. Because it doesn't really go, they're old. Propellers. I got one propeller broke right there. I'd love to get that replaced one day eventually. And the wing thing still works. Kind of. There you go. See, that snapped out better. There you go. Yeah. So there you go. But the leader of Go Ranger was the Aka Ranger. And I've got one right here, the Figure Arts Edition. Never opened. I've had this for a few years, actually. But I'm going to open it up right now. Because why not? So let's do it. Atari, you have some what? You're taking the shrink wrap off. Throw it over there. Here we go. Is there tape on this thing? Oh, I actually got to open this up. Oh, yep, there's tape. Of course there's tape, Robbie. All right. Got the tape up. First of all, these figure arts are awesome. I have all the Mighty Morphin ones, or a lot of them. I don't have some of the special ones. But I love that they did this one. This is the very, like I said, the very first Power Rangers team, if you will. It's Super Sentai. So there you see, these figure art's amazing. All these different pieces, all these different parts. He's got the cape, he's got the action effect, he's got his staff, he's got his gun and blaster in different modes. And it works so well, and they're supremely posable. They do the Kamen Rider toys, they do the Sentai toys. Some are available in America, some you have to get imported. But they're all super cool. So as awesome as the Hasbro Lightning Collection is, for instance, Figure Arts has it beat. All right. Yeah. I'm just going to get him out with his cape. Let me get his little cape. Dun, 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 dun. Is anybody else here a fan of Super Sentai? Anyway, so even if you're familiar with Power Rangers, you know who the Power Rangers are, you know who the Red Ranger is. So this has been going on in Japan for a long time. What's this film? Oh, just pieces of plastic. Okay. Anyway, so this has been going on in Japan since the 70s, and the first one was Go Ranger. And so basically this is the first Red Ranger. Right there. Looks a little silly. Big bug eyes and all that kind of stuff, but this stuff to me is absolutely awesome. And I'm glad to have this open and added to my open figure collection. Like I said, these things are supremely posable. You can do all kinds of cool little tricks with them. Cool posing. And it works. It works so well. So there's my Aka Ranger. So there's show and tell for today. Yeah, it's silly looking. I'm very happy to have basically the godfather of Super Sentai here. This cape doesn't want to stay on completely. I got to get it more in there somehow. We'll deal with that later. Anyway, how are y'all doing? We're about to be wrapping up, so any final thoughts? Any final questions? What are you looking forward to? What are your favorite comics? Whatever you want to say. Whatever you want to talk about. Let's get through it real quick. I have more open toys than I have unopened, for sure. Oh, yeah, those Spider-Man cards are great. I love them. But, yeah, I have way more open toys than I have sealed. For sure. I typically open all of my toys. When I started doing the channel, we started doing this PCP toy show that we only did for a little bit. But I started holding on to my toys so I could do videos opening them. And that kind of morphed into this. And then it kind of made me start like wanting to hold on to these things a little bit longer. Yeah, Curse of the White Knight's been good. Thank you, Dodora. Clean Freak, you can get that poster in particular right there, the House of X one. You can get that like from your local comic shop. It's available through Diamond. Just ask them for it if they don't carry it. So it is Andrea Beaumont. We were all kind of wondering if it was going to be a different character, maybe like Talia or something like that. But yeah, why not? Make Mask of the Phantasm canon because we all love it. I love it. But it's also kind of cool because it's its own thing. But I don't know. I am excited for her to show up in the book. Anyway, what do we have coming up for you this week here at PCP? Well, of course, we have the usual fare like the weekly comic book review, late Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning. We've got Comics Revisited coming this Thursday. It's all about Sandman. Hit the wrong button again. This one's all about Sandman. So not all of Sandman. It's going to be Sandman Preludes and Nocturnes. If you're a part of Patreon, you already have access to it. But we're very excited for this episode of Comics Revisited. Me and Brooks talking about the first 8 issues of Neil Gaiman's Sandman. Friday night, we're doing another Robbie Rants live, or Rockin Robbie live, actually, live movie commentary. Dracula's Daughter, the 1936 sequel to Bela Lugosi's Dracula. We're doing that Friday night live, 8 p.m. Central Time. And we got a new podcast coming out this week that's all about aliens, in which we talk about our top 5 favorite alien movies, meaning movies about aliens, but we also have an entire segment of the show about the Alien franchise. Ridley Scott, James Cameron, and beyond. Fantastic stuff. A great show. We had a lot of fun doing it. And of course, the PCP After Hours that follows it, in which we talk a little bit more about aliens and other extravagant, fun, silly things. PCP After Hours is the show we do after the podcast. It's a Patreon exclusive. We're on our way to get a new camera. So if you want to help support us, you can do so at patreon.com/PCP. Don't forget, we're on Twitter at The Rockin Robbie. And of course, the PCP Army is the official Pop Culture Philosophers Facebook group. If you're on Facebook, hop on over to the PCP Army. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. We really do think it's super cool to do these things. Chat with y'all about comic books, movies, pop culture, and a whole lot more. We will not be doing one of these next week. A homie of mine is getting married, so I'll be out of town. But we will be back. And we'll have some fun Rockin Robbie lives throughout October. And like I said, join me for, real quick, James Tynion recommendations. Memetic, Something is Killing the Children, which is out right now, first issue, second issue coming. And his Detective Comics run. Never mind, you said aside from that. So there you go. Memetic, read that one, and read Something is Killing the Children. Fantastic stuff. Anyway, we are out. Don't forget, I ate the Carolina Reaper. Creature feature is on the way. Fear Friday this week. We're going to be talking about Dracula's Daughter. Comics Revisited on Thursday. Sandman. And we really do appreciate everything. I'm just clicking over all these images. Why did I start a countdown? Anyway, we really appreciate everything. We're out. Thank you. Have a rocking time. Have a good week. Enjoy your comics. We're out. Deuces.